Well, hello there, Gemini. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm sorry you've been away for a little bit, but oh my goodness, life happens, and it is so good to see you again. So today we're doing a special reading. We are celebrating the new moon in Sagittarius and the 12/12 portal, both of which are happening today on December 12th. So we'll take a look first at the overall energy for this time period. This actually is good for the next 3 to 4 weeks. So that portal energy is open from December 12th until January 1st. And we also have a Mercury retrograde in that, but it is the energy of really kind of reassessing where we are in life. What has worked out in 2023 and what are we really wanting for ourselves in 2024? And the new moon in Sagittarius helps us to want to expand in some area of our life. Now, this is occurring actually in your 7th house of partnerships. So Gemini, those of you that are single, you may suddenly be feeling like you really want to have a companion, a romantic partner in your life, or a business partner. For those of you in a relationship, you may be reassessing your relationship and how you can bring a more intimacy, more joy into your relationship and how you can do that. So we'll take a look first at the overall energy, and then we're going to use the tarot to ask some specific questions about what these next 6 months have in store for you and any obstacles that are on your path. And of course, advice about how to move forward with those. So let's go ahead and get started. So you have the animal spirit of the dragon. Supernatural. Wow. Okay, so it says, you are the ancient wise sage. You can shape shift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. Wow. Look at the energy of that card. It's almost as if, okay, you see how we have all of these swirls, like the dragon's tail is there, right? And all of these swirls. I feel like there is this energy where you have just been kind of like spinning your wheels, kind of like feeling like, you know, it's not that you're not working hard. It's not that you're not trying to progress on your path, but it's almost this energy where you just feel like you're spinning your wheels, like the same lessons might be coming up over and over again, or the same person, you're having the same issues. There's something here. And this is the time I feel like you are being put towards this opening, this portal. We also have Pluto moving into Aquarius January 20th. Okay, so that's not far away. It's kind of like, I feel like you're moving out of a cycle, totally starting a new cycle, but it is so much higher. It is part of your destiny. Watching clouds, lie back, rest and relax. I think with these two cards, there's not a lot for you to do. It's not like you have to take a lot of action. It's almost like allowing this to come in for you. It's almost like opening up your heart and saying, okay, I recognize I've worked really hard. I need to take a rest. And part of our destiny is allowing destiny to come in. It's almost as if maybe you have just been resisting what really and truly wants to come in for you. What a beautiful energy. So Gemini, I mean, you know, especially in the area of partnerships, it could be that, you know, you've been kind of like rehashing the past, what has happened in the past, what hasn't occurred for you. You may be almost like stuck in this cycle of kind of like, especially in the area of partnerships. Why don't I have a partner? Where is that person? Why don't I have, you know, a soul tribe? Just kind of like going over it and over it again in your mind. And yet at the same time, it's because you were still having to finish out some lesson, but you also needed to allow it to come in. And I know, Gemini, you're going to sit there and say, but I've been wanting it. I've been wanting it. I've been ready for it. And yet at the same time, there's something here where you may not have actually allowed yourself to open up your heart to the beautiful newness almost like a sense of wanting something from the past to come back. Like all of this other stuff, it may have been coming back, but that one person or that one situation that was really painful, you wanted some resolution. And I'm not saying you wanted to get back with that person, but maybe you were kind of like wanting answers as to why it didn't work out or why things happened the way they did. It's almost like you keep replaying that one thing. And this is kind of like the energy of it's time to move forward. It's time to allow the past to be the past and to move in this energy of knowing, that's part of it that I'm getting, is that some of you have been fearful that if you truly move forward, that something from the past that you have been missing, okay, whether it was actually a person, a situation, or the dream of something, okay, that is not going to happen for you. It's almost as if focusing on that kept you in this spin cycle, right? And recognizing it is time to move forward. It is time to go towards what it is that you truly want. This is beautiful. This is just absolutely gorgeous, because I think you are coming into balance. There is this energy. The King of Wands is my, for me as a reader, is the spiritual teacher, leader, guru, knowing that it's time. The King of Wands is very confident, knows that it's time to go out there and to play his drum, to go in the direction that he is wanting to go, right? And it's not about gender here. It's really just about this sense of I'm ready to go out there and see what is available for me, being inspired that it's time to go in a new direction. The King of Wands is a trailblazer, is somebody that doesn't repeat the past. Definitely breaks out of the mold and will play his drum and doesn't care if anybody likes the song that he plays or not. He's authentic to himself. He's authentic to what it is that he wants in his life. And it brings a lot of balance. With the Justice card, I'm also getting the energy of having this balance of your divine masculine and feminine within you, right? Coming to a sense of balance so that you can have the confidence to move forward in the direction that you are wanting to go. So let's take a look first at what you have learned in 2023. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. I think that you're recognizing that, and this is a great lesson for breaking through, right? To go towards what is destined for you. The dragon is all about destiny, right? And you have the loyal heart and the high priestess. Now, the high priestess is all about using your intuition, tapping into your higher inner knowing, right? And tapping into what you know is for your heart's desire, your best heart's desire. So for some of you, that could be a partnership. For some of you, you could have been single for quite a while. It's just kind of like in this energy of, I'm fine being single. Being in a relationship was so difficult, ended so poorly that I don't want to repeat that. And now all of a sudden, it's kind of like your heart is melting a little bit and you're ready for a relationship. For others of you, this is also the energy of having this inner knowing that when you listen to your intuition and follow what is loyal to you, being loyal to yourself, this is the loyal heart, right? Being loyal to what it is that you want for yourself, then all of a sudden, it's kind of like things fall into place. It's about not getting up in your head. You have the Nine of Wands here, right? It's been a long trail, but a lot of it has been because you've been up in your head. This is the energy of I'm following my heart. I'm listening for that, or I'm trying to feel that little ping in my heart so that I know that I'm on the right path. That is what the King of Wands is. He's all about passion, inspiration, not really caring what other people think. This is the energy of I'm going in the direction towards what my heart truly desires. And this is what you have learned in 2023. I think for some of you, you're finally at this point where it's kind of like you're resting partly from, overgiving in situations or kind of coming back to worrying about what other people think about the decisions that you make. You're finally ready to break the trail and go in the direction towards what your heart truly desires. Yes, because look at this. You're the Magician, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Two of Cups. This is what you're coming into. You're finally getting to the point where I think you realize that you want these heart-to-heart connections where, you are very witty, very intelligent, Gemini. You enjoy quick conversations and debates, and you enjoy all of that intellectual stimulation. All of a sudden, I think what you're doing is you're kind of also coming into this sense that you want to be around people that understand you from the heart perspective. This is such a much higher kind of like level of communication, of interaction with other people. Whereas before you probably enjoyed quick conversations with people, even strangers, right? Or philosophical conversations. Now all of a sudden you're also wanting this you're wanting emotional intimacy with other people. Whereas before in the past, it could have been that, sharing your emotions and tapping into the emotions of other people was not like part of your priority. And I don't mean that like in an unkind way or anything, that you didn't care about people or anything, but there's more of this feeling of wanting to really get to the heart of who other people are and sharing your heart of who you are with other people. And that is what is bringing you to this destiny. Wheel of Fortune is about your destiny, right? Being able to manifest with the Magician energy here, being willing to manifest and allow people and situations that are really close to your heart, things that really kind of like just get you really, it is really like your heart chakra is opening, it's growing, it's allowing this new love, this energy of I really want to get to know people on a much deeper level than you ever have before. Beautiful energy. Okay, so what is your area of expansion is your 7th house with partnerships. And, this is part of the problem is that you've been trying to decide, do I really want, first of all, what do I want? What is my 10 of Cups? The Milk and Honey card is all about your 10 of Cups. What is it that your heart truly desires? When you ask yourself, what does your heart truly desire? What comes up? For some of you, you could still be trying to get clarity about what it is that you want. You can't manifest until you know clearly what it is that you truly want for yourself. If it's a partnership, what characteristics does that partner have, right? What is it that you want in a partner, whether it's a romantic partner, a soulmate, a good friend, a business partner? What is it that you are wanting that person to bring into your life? And then also taking a look, because relationships are two-way streets, right? What are you willing to offer to this person? Right? It's not just about what are they bringing to me. It's kind of also getting in tune with what it is that you're willing to share. I think for some of you, Gemini, that when you really think about what you're willing to share with somebody else, okay, you may have that epiphany about what part of yourself, what part of your heart is still a little bit closed off. That could be where you're kind of understanding, kind of like where you're protecting your own heart. You could be saying, well, I want all of this from my partner. But then when you get to the point about what are you willing to share with your partner, it's kind of like, I'm not saying that you don't want to share, but you might get a little bit of this panicky feeling about, that means I have to open up in ways that I haven't done in the past, or when I did, I got hurt, right? So it's almost like this little anxiety. I got this feeling of anxiety in my heart chakra, because if we want somebody that is willing to share their deepest and darkest secrets with us, then we also have to be willing to share our deepest and darkest secrets with them. And when you get to that point, that is where I think this is about sitting back, looking at the clouds, asking yourself, what is it that you want in a partnership? And then also, what parts of yourself do you still maybe need to heal, or do you need to allow yourself to get more comfortable opening your heart up in those areas? Really kind of an interesting energy. I think when you kind of like spend time doing that, reflecting, it's kind of like you're going to understand where it is that you have kind of like held yourself back. Yeah, because it's about, you have the Five of Pentacles and the Temperance, having patience with your own feelings of abandonment or rejection from the past. It's almost as if that could be where you have to allow yourself to tell your own story. It could be that some of you want to have this partner to come in, but you're not really quite yet ready to share your story of past perhaps experiences that you have had, or painful experiences that you have with being rejected. Because it's almost like, I think the feeling I'm getting, it's like anxiety, that if you share how your true feelings around feeling rejected or abandoned, if you share that with somebody new, that they may reject or abandon you. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, I think you've just been toying with this. I think you've been working hard on healing it, right? Creating healthy boundaries for yourself, but you're not yet sure. Are you ready to share what has occurred to you with somebody new? So let's see what your obstacle is here. Yeah, you have this new path. You have a new person coming in. You have a new situation. You have something that is near and dear to your heart that you've been trying to manifest, willing to come in. But with the flexible card, this is kind of like you're going back and forth. You're not really sure. You're not putting all your time and energy and emotions into allowing this to come in. It's almost as if you get right up to it, Gemini, and then you're like, whoop, wait a minute, not sure. So if you're trying to bring in a new romantic partner, you may even go on a date or two, and it gets to, the third or fourth date, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm out. Right? And you're not really sure why. And you could be even coming up with some excuses or whatever. But it's about taking a look at that. What is holding you back from receiving what wants to come in for you? So let's take a look at that a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. So Gemini, I think for some of you, you have the Six of Pentacles and the Justice card. It's like you want something that happened in the past. You want it to be balanced out. You want to have your just rewards and something. This is somebody or a situation from the past where you want answers. You want accountability, right? With the Justice card, it's almost like you want somebody that is the higher up, whether that is a judge or whoever, right? It's almost like you want somebody to declare that what was done to you was unjust. And it was unjust. I can tell you that. The energy is here. So somebody turned and betrayed you and, left you in the middle of the night or something like that. Or they, financially ruined you in some way. There's something that was unjust in the past. And you want accountability. It's almost like I want that person to come back and tell me why they did what they did, or apologize for it, or you want answers, right? Or you want karma. You want karma to get them. It's almost that energy, right? And you're completely kind of like fixated on that, and it's the thing that is holding you from being happy, because you're fixated on something. And I'm not saying that you're literally fixated, like that's all you can think about. That's not true. This is deep down inside. it's almost as if you're angry. I think you are. I think you're angry on some level with someone or some situation that has happened in the past. You haven't gotten your just rewards. So let's take a look at that. Like, because you have the World card and that's what, and the Nine of Cups and the Three of Cups and the Six. This is the energy. So it's how do you get to the point where you can allow yourself to let this go? Because, you know, the Devil card, okay, is very much like the Lover's card. I don't have it, but we'll see. Let me see if I can find it here really quickly. Yeah, here it is right here. Thank you. Okay, so if you take a look at these two, right, they're very similar. We have two people, right? Then we have an angel, and then we have the devil, right? So it's kind of like with the Lover's card, okay? They are committed to each other, but there's no chains there, right? And here we have the chains that are binding them, right? There's a kind of like this sense of being bound to something. It's the energy of allowing yourself to detach, okay? Because the devil energy is all about being attached to some expectation, right? And this is detaching yourself from the expectation, or detaching yourself. For some of you, you could be convinced that the person that did you wrong in the past is your twin flame. You're supposed to be with your twin flame. Or you could be, I just know that we're supposed to be together. This is allowing yourself to detach from that expectation and set yourself free, because the Lover's card is your energy, right? It's about no chains, allowing yourself to set yourself free. For some of you, you could have high expectations of something that you want in a committed relationship. You may be saying to yourself, well, this is the characteristics that I want of this person, and this is what I expect out of the relationship, right? Now, I'm not saying that you have to give up on what is your core values, but it is about recognizing what chains are you binding yourself, right? What situations, what expectations are you binding yourself to that are perhaps preventing true love from entering into your life? It could be like you insist that the person has to have a certain level of education or something. But this could be the true love of your life, could be an artist that has never, that maybe graduated from high school, but is very successful in their life financially, but never went to college, right? It's kind of like, oh, wait a minute, because we're getting ready for the Aquarius energy of allowing yourself to see the whole picture of a person instead of insisting on specific details. Yeah, this is helping you to step into a world. Look at this, a new chapter of your life where you are focusing on the happiness, the total happiness of a situation, of how you can celebrate together with this person, right? Instead of focusing on the minuscule details of what somebody brings to the picture. It's also about asking yourself, what are you bringing to the partnership? Yeah, this is, for some of you, is King of Pentacles on the bottom. Very much maybe the energy of feeling like you always want, the energy of a traditional spouse or a traditional partner, okay? Business partner, soulmate, a romantic partner, it doesn't matter. Like you have some idea that is based on your conditioning through your life. And this is about asking yourself, like going deep, what is it? Deciding for yourself, what is your 10 of Cups? Because I feel like there's still something that is holding back from bringing in the person that you are truly destined to be with, because you're focusing on something that really isn't in alignment with who you truly are and what it is that you truly want out of a relationship. Wow. Okay, so let's go to advice on how to bring in the sense of adventure that Sagittarians have, right? This is kind of like going in the sense of an adventure of bringing in somebody that is very different than what you have in the past kind of like wanted or thought of yourself being with. Oh my gosh, I didn't even look at this. You have higher power and you have the Four of Wands, right? For some of you, this is bringing in your actual twin. You may think that somebody from the past is your twin flame, okay? You may feel like that person is your twin flame. What you may want to do is detach yourself from that idea and realize that maybe they're really just a karmic, and I shouldn't say just a karmic because we learn a lot from our karmic partnerships, right? But this is the energy of detaching yourself from your twin or somebody that you think is your twin, or detaching yourself from somebody that you think you're meant to be with, right? Because here is the energy of, I feel like you're allowing yourself to open up. To me, the higher power, this is your intuition, but it's also opening up to seeing things in a much bigger picture way of what it is that you want with the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is happy family, happy home, financial stability, right? It also represents celebrations and weddings. So for some of you, it's kind of like that you're supposed to have someone in your life. I think that you really and truly are Gemini. You are meant to have this happy family, happy home, Four of Wands, a person in your life. And yet at the same time, it's kind of like in the 3D, you've connected yourself to a certain either vision of what you think it is that you are meant to be with, or a specific person from the past that you feel like you are meant to be with. Yeah, you're going in a different direction. You're seeing clearly that you have to go in a different direction. Nine of Wands again. It's been a long, I think for some of you, you have just been holding out for either getting an explanation from somebody from the past, right? Or waiting for somebody from the past to come back. And it's time to turn. And Three of Wands is, I want to go and see what else is out there. For others of you, I think it is allowing yourself to drop the expectations of either what a romantic partnership looks like, or what that person, the qualities that they have to have. You may have a list that's super long. And once again, I'm not suggesting that you settle or that you go against what your core values are, right? It's not that. It's kind of like just opening yourself up. It's almost like you may have such a long list of expectations, okay? But then are you also bringing those same energies to the connection, right? It's kind of like a little bit, it's so funny because some of the other readings are about simplifying a life, right? I feel like it's almost a little bit of simplifying what it is that you are expecting out of a romantic relationship. Yeah, you're seeing clearly. It's kind of like, I see clearly now what it is that I truly want for myself in a relationship. And I think for many of you, it is recognizing that you do want a relationship. And it's time to perhaps allow yourself to step into opening yourself up for that relationship. Wow, beautiful. My goodness, Gemini. It's kind of... I do feel like this person is destined. I think for some of you that have been single for a while, that was destined on your path too, so that you could go within and learn more about yourself, learn what it is that you really and truly wanted for yourself. You may, with this energy, you may want to make kind of like definitely take time to reflect on what it is that you want out of a partner and a partnership. And also what you are willing to truly give in a partnership. Yeah. Okay, so let's pull a soul truth card for you. And Gemini, I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, am I consistently showing up? See, I feel like with this, this was your obstacle. I'm not sure you're consistently showing up for this, for a partnership. Whether it's romantic or business. I'm not sure that you're truly consistently showing up for it. It's once again that energy of you get really close. So let's see what this says. Some trade their dreams for comfort, yet comfort is the enemy of progress. Success requires showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, and even when it feels uncomfortable. It takes guts and an endless vision to stay consistent to your dream. Yeah. And I think it's about staying consistent. You know, if it is a relationship that you want, right? It's about being consistent in putting forth what it is that you want to share in that relationship, right? And practicing that in other relationships. So if you want honesty and integrity in a partnership with a romantic partner, it's also being, honest and having integrity in your other relationships and situations in your life. We can't just be that in a romantic relationship. We have to be consistent with that in other areas of our life. If we want someone that is willing to share their emotions, okay, then that means we have to be willing to share our emotions. And so are you also doing that on a consistent basis with other people in your life? Not like strangers, perhaps, but other people that you care about in your life. Are you willing to open your heart up to other people in your life? It's about practicing that with the people that are already in your life, that you feel comfortable being able to do that, so that when this new person comes in, you are already ready to start being more open and emotional and sharing your secrets and your heart with that person. Yeah, beautiful. You know, they're bringing me back to, if you want to practice love, right? If you want to be loved by somebody, you also have to practice being loving to other people, not just to the future romantic partner, but to other people in your life. And, I read this one time that if you want to practice being loving, having houseplants or having a pet and taking care of that, right, is a good way of practicing loving things, nurturing other things, other beings, right? And so you can practice doing that with your plants, your pets, other people in your life. It helps us to prepare for when we have this new romantic partner come into our life. All right, Gemini, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that this resonated with you. And if it did, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.